One second. Give me a minute. Yes, friends. Here we go. I'll just run you through with this survey first. This is a PowerPoint presentation. At the end of my presentation, in the chat box, our team will be uploading you the PowerPoint presentation in PDF. There will be a survey report which will be shared to you, and also a press release both in English as well as in Hindi, which will be shared to you in the chat box. Separately, we will be mailing to you. We'll be sending it to you in WhatsApp as well. And let's go through with an open mind what the field has to say on the status of them and on the conditions of them today. Now, this is about the Consortium of Indian Association. This is a forum where we have brought many people together and we make ourselves to be the voice of the voiceless. And there are a lot of associations which have been part of this, which are ranging from the All India Manufacturers Organization to United Council of Rajasthan, and from Assam, from Kerala, from Gujarat, from Himachal Pradesh. We have the whole representation of every kind of an industrial association and specific associations like hair and beauty salons, elevator association, they are specific, cement manufacturer, they are all part of this group. Now, what we intend doing, this is a logo sharing of the groups, and what we intend doing was, as you all know, MSME is a very large word now. Micro, small, medium enterprises, which has been reclassified last year, has now included close to about 6.35, but the data is tremendously missing. And universally, what is known as a SMB, which is small, medium business houses. So, whereas for Indian connotations, we coined the word SMB, which is for self-employed, micro, small businesses. Now, self-employed are large in nature in India. It can even be plumbers and taxi drivers owning their driving cars, and transporters and saloon parlors. A lot of people come under the self-employed as well as the gig workers today, which is becoming a very important terminology. And we expect the micro and small enterprises in this country to be about 6.3 crores, with the self-employed people will be about 4 crores of people. Together, the job opportunity or the employment opportunity or the sustenance activity is about 16 crores of citizens of this country. And their contribution to the GDP is about 27%. So what did we do with the survey? So we first framed the question, which is more easier for them to answer, simple for them to understand, and it is more of a tick mark base. And then we created the format in multiple languages, vernacular languages. Through the trade associations, we circulated to the members, and from 10th of June to 15th of the June, we had kept it open, and the questionnaire was simple for them to answer even on a mobile phone, and it was easier for us to download, assess, and compute. And it was also in person. The discussions were held with several groups to know what their opinions are, what their status is, and what they want from the government and everything. And this is how it has been done through the survey methodology. Now, I'm happy to present you the survey report in three formats. The first part consists of the general feedback of the people. The second point consists of the pain points. The third one is on the suggestions and the solutions and the way forward from the people. This is what we intend doing. Friends, I'm happy to open up the spread of the survey now. As you can see here, we had 81,017 respondents to the survey. We first asked them to identify themselves into the manufacturing, service provider, consultancy, self-employed, startup, trading, and food and hospitality sector, and any other. This picture gives you the spectrum of participants in the background. The second is to identify them with the segment which they are involved in. It's very important for us to analyze which segment is doing good, which segment is not doing good, and which segment needs a different care. And everybody cannot be given one tablet of growth. So we have to look at different multiple vitamins and stimulus packages. So we wanted to analyze that from that angle. And the first question which we were asking them was, how confident are they in about their future? My friends, we broke it down as much as possible into several headings, subheadings. We just didn't say, are you happy? Are you not happy? It could have been a simple question, but we really wanted to understand what is the breakup of their question marks. I'm sad to see only 20% of the entrepreneurs in this country currently feel secured about their future. The balance, 80% of them, either they are uncertain beyond the first few months of growth, or they need help to restart, or they have lost their hope, or they don't know what to do. 16% of them don't know actually what to do. If the leaders of this association, organizations are not knowing, how will they lead the employees? We asked the question, how many of them made profit during the last financial year, which was 8 months went off in the lockdown conditions? The first foremost was 73% have not made any profit. 13% have just broken even, and only 14% have made the profitability. How long will it take for them to catch up with the profit? And don't ever forget, for for self-employed people and micro enterprises, the profit lost is the earning lost. It is not like a corporate where they have an accumulated balance sheets of profits in their books, and then they only shave off from that. Here, if I don't earn today, I can't earn tomorrow for today's earnings. I live on a daily basis. It is like a one-day cricket match. I lost the ball, I lost the ball. I can't score any run without it unless it's a no ball. I get one run free. So it is a very important for us to understand what is the profitability made by the people last year. Employment is another crucial subject. All of us have been talking employment, job opportunity, unemployment has been on the increase. India has posted in the last couple of decades the highest unemployment and all that. But we wanted to understand, how has it happened? So we asked the question, have you reduced or added, or you are not able to say right now compared to the last year period, which was under lockdown COVID-1 phase? So they said 22% of them have said they have already reduced the staff, and 36% have said they have not reduced the staff compared to last year. And 42% are in a dilemma because we have just become, unlock has just started. And this year we have had only 2 months of locking in different parts of the country. Unlock is yet to happen. Business models are yet to be seen. So they don't want to lose that staff. At the same time, they don't know what to do. Then we asked, how did you do compared to now and 2 years back when the COVID period was not there? 59 people have reduced before COVID period to now. So in other words, the COVID-1 had removed 37% of the employees in this forums, and COVID-2 has lost 22%. Remember, these are all informal working people. These are all people who are not under the radar of the government of India. These are the people who are either self-employed people, or people who are informal people, or people who are engaged only when there is a need in the organization. And also part of them belong to organized employment, organized blue collar workers. So it is all, the picture is about 59% is the employment loss. Now, how are you feeling about the government stimulus package? We just wanted to understand, last year, finance minister came almost about 4 times the press conferences came. The RBI governor came 3 times on the press conferences. But how does the people feel? Because the government is a larger parameter. There is a state government involved, there is a central government involved. So we asked the question from both the governments, how did you feel? 88% of them have felt that they have not availed any government stimulus package. How sad it is. Only 12 of them have availed the stimulus packages. Then the next question automatically leads, are you satisfied that the government has doing their best for SMBs? 80% have said no. 12% have said no comments. Only 8% have conveyed that they are satisfied with the measures given by the central and the state governments during the lockdown condition, which in the last 17 months, we have been locked for almost 10 months. So this is a very important statistics for us to understand, and this is what is the summary of them. On stimulus, 88% of the respondents feel the package announced did not reach them. On the government care, 92% of the respondents feel they are not happy. On the job loss, 59 people have reduced their employment opportunity compared to the pre-COVID days. On the profitability, only 86% of the people, 14% have posted profit in the last year. With this, we now move on to understanding what is the pains of the people. We broken down the pains of the people into three aspects. We broke it down into money, manpower, and human resources. On the money aspect, we further broke down the pain points into loan, pending payments, credit for raw material, interest waiver, one-time settlement, capital gains, penalties, late fee waivers, and this is what it looks the decoding of the data on the loans on the money. See, the 64% of the people are feeling the loan is not reaching them when they need it. Either it is because of CIBIL score, whether it is of NPA norms, whether it is of rating of the last year performance, the banks are not extending finance to the SMBs when they need it most. And 28% of them have felt that the pending payments is their biggest pain. We have several measures. We'll come to it. And almost 36% feel the credit for the raw material is very importantly needed now. And the interest waiver is sought by 68%. They say they are not able to afford the interest burden, which is mounting and mounting and mounting, and the bank takes away every 1 rupee that goes into the account. The bank automatically removes it towards covering the interest part of it. And the one-time settlement, 28%. You know what is one-time settlement, right? When I don't want to, when I've given up further scope of running my industries, when the loans are mounting, I ask for a voluntary closure of the loan and I seek a one-time settlement to get out of it. All you and I have seen in the papers yesterday, Shiva Industries were given 96% of one-time settlement. Here, what is being asked, we'll see as we go along. And the next point was the capital gains. 17% of the people have sought capital gains as a pain. You know what is capital gains? Suppose I run a company, I have a lot of money requirement, bank is not giving me, bank is giving me more pressure to repay my loan, and the suppliers are pushing me. All I have is only my asset of the land and building. I sell my asset even though at a distressed value, but the bank, I need to pay capital gains of almost 30% to the government. I don't have money, but I need to pay. I need waiver from that. This is what is the need of the people. 17% have expressed that. And 29% of the people feel the penalties and the late fee waiver on the statutory matters is killing them. Take, for example, the GST return filing. Every one of these SMBs are standing with the auditors and the consultants to file their returns. And if they are not doing, the meter runs on these fellows and they are not able to face it. The interest on the late fee is tremendously higher and it doesn't give me the interest what the government needs to give me on my outstandings. This is what is killing. Then coming to the pain points with respect to the materials, we broke down the pain points into the high price, supply in short notice, supply in smaller quantity, quality assurance, and reduction in the GST and custom duty. My friends in the press, you all know yesterday 170 MSME units joined together and raised the subject of the raw material pain points. That was only with respect to the pains and the solutions needed. But here it is, the statistics of them. 58% of the people require high price as a barrier for them to live. And 42% of the people are feeling supply in the short notice. They are not able to get materials on time. They need a longer delivery period. And 62% are not able to get small quantities which they used to buy. And now the seller is asking for a bulk minimum order quantities. They are finding it difficult. 33% of the people are feeling inferior products, inferior second qualities are being pushed into the market, especially to the SMBs in the market. And because of which they find that the firings are coming onto their shoulders. and they are not able to make any ends meet. And the last one is 60% of the people are seeking reduction in customs duty or GST. Painful to see. Let's come to the pain aspects of the manpower. What is the pain point? Stipend to fresh graduates to undergo 6 months training because SMBs are not able to find people to work for them. Migrant laborers went back. How many came back? And the migrant laborers have their own stories. Intra-migrant have their own stories. And the skill on one side, the government is creating skills, but the employability is a question mark. And waiver from PF and Provident Fund and the ESI, compulsory internship for the students, migrant labor needs. What is that they mean? 68% of the people want the fresh graduates to go through 6 months of training. 66% of the people are finding waiver of the PF and ESI as the most important needs of them. 30%. 74% of the people are finding the migrant labor issues as the most needed issue. Labor is not available. I have orders, but I don't have manpower. I have manpower, but I don't have orders. I have both, but I don't have material. I have material, but I don't have money. You see the chain of reactions? How the SMBs are feeling now? We always used to say the strength of the chain lies in the weakest link. Today, every link is the weakest for MSMBs. And what are we doing? Accepting the lip services, accepting saying we are there for MSMEs, we are there for SMBs. And what is happening today? We need to understand that. So the job ends only for us when we make the suggestions and the solution. Before we make the suggestions and solution, let's have our acts cleared. We will split up our analysis into the following areas. Who are the affected sectors? Who are the parameters of the changes required from the existing schemes and the announcements? What is the short-term requirement? What is the long-term requirement? What is that the central government must do? What is the state government must do? With these understandings, as we go along the line, let's have the first assumptions for the solution. The complete unlock throughout in India will be in place from 1st of September 2021. There will be no third code wave. All to be vaccinated by December 21st. These are assumptions. Any prescription has an assumption. And also the objectives. So the objective of ours is to save as many honest entrepreneurs as possible, to retain as many as employment opportunity as possible, and not to protect willful defaulters and unscrupulous businessmen. Unfortunately, we see more of the point 3 happening now, protecting willful defaulters and unscrupulous businessmen we are seeing, whereas we are feeling pinched with the honest entrepreneurs being subjected to all sorts of punishments and pull-ups and surfaces and NPA notice and then recovery harassments. Let's see further. We have classified 52 sectors who have lost earnings for the last 14 months, not due to their fault. See the classifications of the people. Was it their fault? Saloons, gyms, spas, ENT clinics, bone and joints, footwear, cinema theaters, private taxi owners, private tourist bus, canteen owners. Do you know how many of the boys who have been calling me and crying? Last year, the same time, a cafeteria running guy in an IT complex was making 10 lakhs a turnover a month. And he was making 2 to 3 lakhs of profit a month. But this year, he is unable to pay even the school fees of his kid. They don't know what to do. But the bank will stop? Not at all. See the pain of the people, automobile ancillaries, struggling, exporters, struggling. Every person we have seen in the 52 sectors, we are struggling. RBI made sectors which are going high. CII is making sectors which have gone bad. And these are all belonging to self-employed and micro and small entrepreneurs. It is not easy. E-travel platforms have zero incomes. Repair shops and street vendors have lost their earnings. What are we going to do? The first thing now, we will categorize each of these businesses into the following status: completely dead, partially hurt, and no impact. This is the first thing which the government should do now. Voluntarily, it should invite the enterprises in this country to categorize them in these 3 categories. And once if they choose, if it is completely dead, let's give them honorable exit route, offer them a one-time settlement to come out clean in life from loans, and make sure only businesses die and not their entrepreneurship, and reward them for their past contributions. If it is partially hurt, identify their needs, give them unconditional support. Don't do selection process when you extend services. Offer them the stimulus without eligibility conditions. Compensate them if they were hurt due to COVID restrictions. Assure them longer rope to recover. And if it is no impact businesses, then enable them to do better, support them for their profitability, upgrade them for the technology, and give them short-term relief for long-term benefits. And once we do this, now we have the steps towards recovery. CIA, with all the 40 association presidents across the country, we are now recommending to the government to come out with exempt, protect, and support. What is exempt? Till March 2022, exempt the SMBs from statutory compliances to enable them concentrate in running the business. From the penal actions and delayed submission due to disruption in COVID period, and from litigations and punishments. In protecting them, startup to get incentive to survive. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. High interest burden is killing them. Protect them from that. Onslaught of price war from giants and corporates. Ever rising raw material costs. Fear of becoming NPA and losing out on CIBIL score. Losing employees for not able to provide them with continuous work. Penalties and the late fees. We need to protect them. Now support them. Liberal loans, both for term loan as well as for working capital. Clear all the pending payments. Offer moratorium and interest waiver. Why should MSME go to Supreme Court and get directions after 5 months when I am suffering today and I am in ICU? Is that what we are wanting? Is that what we are requesting? Is that what we are expecting? Come on. By not declaring NPA for the next 12 months, but keeping them under incubation with the support for engaging freshers and students as trainees. Now, we wanted to analyze various problems faced by MSMEs due to their current status and suggested solution. Here you can see there is a problem area, there is a description of the issue, there is a current status and the government action, and what is that is actually needed. There is a huge gap between the cup and the lip. There is a gap between what we want to do and what the people need, and what we announce as a policy and what the gaps of the policy in its taking up. Even as of yesterday, the Udam scheme has only enrolled 38 lakhs of MSMEs out of 6.5 crore. Where are we talking data in this country now? So we have splitted out 10 different aspects of the points. You will have it in the detailed report which you can go through. Now these are our submission to the central government on a short-term basis till March. On financial side, give us the moratorium without interest for all the loans up to 2 crores. Whether it is term loan, working capital, credit card, personal, vehicle, housing. The gold loans up to 25,000 are being used on a day-to-day basis by street vendors, people with low income groups. This is their only circulatory mechanism which they lead their life every day. Please take over such gold loans by the government enterprises up to 25,000 and waive the interest for them. Allow one-time settlement at 60% value of the principal outstanding for loans up to 5 crores of loans. You will get away with lot of litigation problem. You'll get away with lot of people uncertainty problem. Lot of people fighting for their life and safeguarding their interest to restart themselves. Not to insist on simple CIBIL score, past performance, loss-making balance sheet to extend loans up to 2 crores and turnover up to 5 crores, especially for startups. My friends, we had personally spoken to a couple of bankers to ask them what they feel they can do, but what the law is not allowing them to do. They are convinced in doing something to the entrepreneurs, but the law is not giving them the permission and the visa to do that. These are all some of the points which have originated from the lending institutions, and offer additional ECGLS scheme at 40% of the outstanding for those 52 sectors which are affected, and extend the loan quantity from 3 lakh crores to 6 lakh crores, allowing refinance on the property to settle OTS with an existing lender. Do you know, suppose if my property is pledged with my bank and if I have signed a one-time settlement, I still cannot raise loan on my present property. A lender cannot give me a loan for closing the existing loan. These kind of rules must be taken off from the purview so that people are able to move freely, exempt from capital gains, and credit guarantee fund trust needs to be extended. Any SMB who is keen to add capital assets must be given loan at concessional rate of interest and 100% depreciation. On GST, we have listed several points. On demand increase, we have sought creating spending. We need to give them money. So, up income tax exemption up to 15 lakhs for individuals, 25 lakhs for companies. To allow 100% depreciation on all the items purchased during this financial year by individuals or companies above 2 lakhs. This will create induce interest to spend and create the demand. On raw material pricing, we have thought about opening a fair price shop. We have asked for a ban of export, and we have asked for a setup of a price monitoring committee. All these, my friends, has to be done on a war footing basis. The prescription is for an ICU patient. The prescription is not for a healthy patient where you can sit and discuss in a group and then come out with a solution. But you will be fine with the operation, but the patient will be dead by then. And this is what we wanted to tell the state governments to do. Waiver from the property tax, water tax, still marks. We are not saying anything. We are not asking any favors from anybody. We are saying when we were doing good, we were giving you profits and we were giving you the share of the profit. And when we are doing bad because of your restrictions, please give us a relief from that. This is what we are listing out, and the submission to the state government continues. And the long-term vision for the data collection, the CIA is suggesting MSME ministry to immediately ask all the bank managers to furnish them the current account holder details. All the current account holders are nothing else but a business entities. And it will automatically give them what is the nature of the business, what is the owner of the business or the founder of the business, and how many are employed. Every detail is available with the banks. We need to just capture it. And the data on the labor force is very important. It is not something which you can do over next 1 year. This is something which you should have done last year. And if you have not done it, do it now. There are different ways of doing it. And please form a separate ministry for SMB. Ministry of SMB is the most important necessity. You cannot combine a daily, monthly 10 lakhs turnover fellow with a monthly 15 crore turnover person and call yourself as an MSME ministry. And currently, businesses pay more to the government than the profit they make. It's a true factor. Today, you ask any entrepreneur who will tell you that I earn more profit for the government than I take home in my life. My hard work, he gains. So we need to look at whether we can convert the earnings to the government combined with the refixing of the revenue sharing with the turnover and the profitability. Up to 5 crore, up to 25 lakhs profit, you can give 15%. Like that, we have to restructure the sharing pattern between the entrepreneur and the government. Both are important to survive, but not just one. It has to be win-win for all, not win for you and lose for me. That is why we became full of evaders and cheaters and non-followers and dishonesty coming into the picture. The trust deficiency must be removed in the minds of everybody. If there is no employer, there is no employees. If the employers are not happy, employees cannot be happy. If the employees are not happy, their families cannot be happy. We need to understand ease of closing must be made simpler and faster. Today, neither ease of doing is there, nor the ease of closing is there. You will understand when you read the document in full what is mean by ease of doing and ease of closing and why it is so and why it is needed now. It is not easy. Let's take the case of COVID handling. There are several people who were tested and protected and then put in the hospital for treatment. Those who lost their life, they had to be buried. Our funeral has to be done with dignity. We lost everything. Same way, let us not lose entrepreneurs. Let us not abandon entrepreneurs. Let us not abandon and throw them into the dustbins. Let us give them an exit which they have lived their life for in this country. The voice from the field. I am now sharing with you some of the opinions of the partner association across the country on a viewpoint of what they feel is happening to industries in their region. My friends, this is coming from across the country. Badli Industrial Association is from Delhi, and then this is from Pondicherry, and this is from Assam, this is from Hosur Industrial Association, this is a woman entrepreneur forum from Bangalore, this is Sitkul from Uttarakhand, and this is Manezer Industrial Estate, and this is from Rajasthan, this is from Skill Development Foundation, this is from Allahabad, Mr. Vinay Tandon, who has always been making his presence felt in terms of raising the issue. And here is the entrepreneur who developed a brand called Udupi Ruchi, which was written before COVID by all over the world, including even BBC wrote about the Cafe Udupi Ruchi brand. His brand was valued couple of 100 crores last year. This year, see what he writes. His entire franchisee model is demoralized. His entire business action has become closed and he has become difficult to survive now. See, this is what is a field level. SMB Connect is a connecting organization through media platforms. And this is from Coimbatore, a pump set manufacturing, spare parts manufacturing association. We have covered this is from Chandrapur, MIDC. This is a Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation. This is from the Hair and Beauty Association across the country. Look at this elevator manufacturing company. This is another sector, where 30 to 35% of the job is done within the factory, and the balance job of 60 to 70% is done only at the field, like the solar energy rooftop system players. Manufacturing and the site activity is much more. Now, with the COVID actions, there is no movement, there is e-pass, there is a control of moving into the site. Projects did not take place as it was. They are all sufferers. Their materials which were kept in the site got stolen, got rusted, and they were not able to complete on time. They lost profits. This is the Federation of All India Civil Engineers Association. Look at their price increase is killing the building contractors. How can we ever live like this? For a cement bag going from 340 to 520 in 1 year. How can people withstand this? Somewhere someone has to take the beating, right? Whether if the manufacturer makes the profit, then the trader makes the profit, then the ultimate user makes the profit, and finally everything gets passed down to the person who builds the house, who owns the house. And if he is not increased with the loan, then he is stuck with both the sides. If he is increased with the loan, he is stuck with payments. If he is not increased with the loan, he doesn't have money to pay for it. This is happening. We have to get into the ground realities. This is from All India Manufacturers Organization, talking about 72 members are severely on both the personal level loss of life as well as loss of business activities. This is all very important. Now let's look at, has the government has anything in hand? Yes, they have plenty in hand. That is what I wanted to impress upon all of you. We have several initiatives from the government. You see, these are the already available initiatives from the government. Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, second loan for updations, credit guarantee schemes, a lot of schemes. There are about 10 to 25 different schemes are available with the government. But are you aware? Have you used them? Is this what you wanted? What is the use of giving Horlicks when the people were looking for oxygen? Today, the entrepreneurs want oxygen. Today, the entrepreneurs are wanting vaccination. We have done both for COVID. Rightly, wrongly is a debate, but we needed both for the COVID fighting. Now we need oxygen and vaccination for entrepreneurs to live in their life. My friends, we have gone through hell in the last 1.5 years. When can we ever see this smile everywhere? How many children have lost? We have gone to the extent of announcing a scheme to look after the abandoned children, the children whose parents were lost in the corona times. We have a scheme for them. What about the children who have lost income of their parents, either in the business or in their employment? How do we look after them? This is what it means. I conclude the part of it with the statement of what CIA thanks every one of you, and I am now open for all your questions, and we are here to answer you. I request Rekha to immediately share with you all the presentation and the documents in our chat box. Thank you, my friends. The situation is not easy. Lip service cannot help any longer. Things are becoming worse day by day. If we don't look at it right now seriously, you will end up with NPA, you will end up with ill health, you will end up with loss of employer. So far, this country has only witnessed it talking about unemployment. This country will now look at unemployment of employers. 20 lakhs people have returned back to India from Arab countries and foreign working. What opportunity we are creating for them. We have to look after everybody. Understand it is not a one-man job. This is the voice of the voiceless from the field. I have done my duty of conducting a study, survey, and consolidating it into a report form. And to the best of our ability, we have brought out the suggestions and viabilities to recover from this picture. Everything is not easy. Everything can be argued in any way. But if 7.5 lakhs crores can be given to corporates, extending few lakhs crores for SMBs to save the day-to-day bread and butter of the families, I think we must do it now. If we don't do it now, it is better we don't do it any other time because no one will be alive to do this. With these words, thank you, my partner friends, partner associations. Thanks to every one of you, 81,000 respondents to the survey and several other people who had kept calling me, sending me messages of their sufferings to be included till this morning. I am thankful. I am grateful. We have done our job. Now it's a job of the press reporters to make this learned and known to the people in the government. We intend seeking an appointment with Prime Minister. We intend presenting them with all the 40 association chairmen on the findings of the survey. We intend moving to every chief minister in this country, telling them to save entrepreneurs situated in the state. It is always, each drop saves the ocean. If each state looks after their entrepreneurs and employers, the country will flourish. What we want is only prosperity through industry. What we are expecting is only happiness and smile in everybody's face. Thank you very much to every one of you. Thank you, Rekha, for the excellent support you have given us in professionally taking this forward. Thank you, team. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Mr. Raghunathan. I would like to ask for everybody in our audience, if you have any questions, you can either type in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and directly ask. May I request our audience and our friends in media to please unmute yourselves and you can ask your questions and Mr. Raghunathan will direct it to the appropriate person on people on the panel to address your questions. We have representations from different organizations, so this is a great chance to interact with them and probably hear about the problems of entrepreneurs within their own parts of the country as well.
Hi, I'm Pratishtha Singh from the Congress Party. I have a small query. Has any of you, like any of the organizations which are represented here at least, have you tried to seek an appointment with the Prime Minister? And if yes, when and which one?
We have not sought a direct appointment with the Prime Minister's office. First point. Second point is we have been talking through the MSME minister, that is the right steps of doing, and then to the finance minister, and then to the chief economic advisors. But unfortunately, we were able to meet none. There has been a lot of talk shows which happens in the Zoom calls, and out of 1,000 people, they will come and talk about all the good side of it, and only the good side will be getting exposed. But we have not been able to seek appointments. I personally, on behalf of CIA members, have sought appointment with the Prime Minister for more than 17 occasions in the last 1 year, through email, through the PMO's website, through personal contacts, but we are yet to have an opportunity of even an acknowledgement. That is the
Thank
facts
you.
of it.
Any other questions? Anything that you'd like to clarify with regards to the report itself, the methodology, the people who have participated, the different organizations or the different sectors of people who have participated? Anything around that? So if there are no questions, then we please refer to the chat box. The press release is pasted in the chat box, and you can access the press release. You can access the press release both in Hindi as well as in English, and we can probably, if you're having any problem accessing that, please do let us know, and we'll send this to you on the email as well.
Since we are here, Rekha, can we take about 10 minutes and
Sure.
let some of the stalwarts of the industries also be given an opportunity to speak a couple of
Absolutely.
lines?
Absolutely.
I would now request Mr. Vinay from the Allahabad Eastern UP Chamber to say a few words. Brother, limit yourself to 2 to 3 input points so that everybody can get some opportunity to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Raghu. It was a very fantastic presentation by you. It's a voice of all our industry members. In fact, our heart is broken. We are not having our own bread and butter. How can we able to earn bread and butter for our employees, for the people of the country, and mostly for revenue for the government? So government, whatever we are demanding to the government through virtual meetings for the last 1.5 years, I have attended so many virtual meetings. Every time they appraise the MSMEs, they shown their importance, they shown their concern, but none of the meeting we could come out anything for the MSME industry. Whatever suggestions, whatever solutions we have given, none of them are being looked into, either from the by the central government or even at the state level. So either they are not serious about the employer. You rightly said it is now the unemployment of the employers. They are not looking toward the unemployment of the employer. They are only looking at the employees, and they are not bothered who are giving them employment. Thank you.
Thank you. If anybody else, well, Murugan, you want to say something from Hosur? How is the industrial belt in Hosur doing?
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. The MSMEs are not only suffering now. From 2017 onwards, when the GST implemented, we have seen 4 issues. The GST disturbed the industries in a very big way. The second one, in 2019, the auto slowdown that has made a big dent on the stability. And 2020, the pandemic for 6 months. Again, 2021.
10 मिनट पे लगाऊं, एक मीटिंग चल रहा है ऑनलाइन.
We were totally in the last 4-5 years. Totally, we were into problem. Friends, we just wanted to bring to your kind knowledge of some incidents. We went to even up to the Prime Minister office and made several obligations and given memorandum with respect to GST, with respect to the banking, and we met 4 times the Finance Minister of India and made numerous requests. And we have wrote many mails with respect to ECLGS and with respect to the micro enterprises where the ECLGS is not covered. And even last year also, We have requested the interest waiver for the pandemic period and additional coverage to micro enterprises where the formal the units formally not come under.
Yes, well, Murugan, we have to give others also, please.
Yeah, two more points I wanted to.
No, quickly.
We lost completely the hope. We become tired. We have traveled a length and breadth as an association. We met all ministers, officers, but this time, if the government has not come forward, definitely it is very tough to run the industry. This is my point.
Thank you. Mr. Ravi Sood, can you say Badli, Mr. Ravi Sood?
Yes. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. First of all, you see, I want to say that the government of India is not connected with the MSMEs directly. Now, whatever we write, in fact, we tweeted on this also, that it seems that we are talking to a wall. When we send a communication to even the Prime Minister, MSME Minister, I have tried, calling the MSME Minister's office. I speak to his secretary. He never allows anything, to be communicated. Nobody comes online. So what my basic suggestion is that government constitutes so many committees, but we find that the working MSME people, the people who have the working knowledge of MSMEs, they are not involved in these committees. So all the findings, the results, see, we had RBI committee. So all the results are basically based on, a theoretical analysis. We see the Prime Minister started a very good scheme of direct recruitment. So why can't they also take help from the MSME? We have so many qualified people in MSME sector, and the working people should be taken on board of the various committees, and they should be consulted. And I have even written on this to the Prime Minister, that why don't you send your officers to MSMEs? Let them come and spend a day or a couple of days with us and work with us on the machines and see for themselves what is an MSME is all about. And we in MSME are, like if you want to curse somebody, you tell him to set up a manufacturing unit. So he will be cursed for life. So we are the.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You will make me shed tears after having been an entrepreneur for 36 years in my life. So less said is more better. I request Mr. Harindra Garg. Mr. Harindra Garg, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Raghu. I will raise only 2 points. First, what is the rights lying with the MSME entrepreneur? Basically, when we see the SMB, right? So if any of the employee goes to any police station, any of the labor officer, any of the officer belongs to department, and he is the bechara, and we the employer are the most culprit. Although we are paying very handsome amount to the government exchange by way of income tax, by way of GST, whatever it is. But can we have any kind of protection to any of the employer? Any of the police constable calls you and he says, boss, you are culprit, come to the police station. Any of the employees getting less than 10,000 salary, any protection is lying with MSMEs? No. Number one. Number two, we are paying, as you rightly said, and we discussed on Saturday, Sunday, we had paid very handsome amount to the GST department, but GST department is changing the policy without incurring, as Mr. Ravi Sood said, the unprofessional peoples are sitting in the GST and they are changing day by day and they are messing this entire GST act. Who is responsible? We the people are suffering the same system. So, sir, my humble request you to raise this, at least can small entrepreneur, first generation entrepreneurs, and the 35, 30 you rightly said, can have some kind of protection. I think not. Any kind of decision they took it, and we are the ultimate sufferer. Our capital lost with the entire system. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Mr. Cholanachiyar.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Please, sir. You are heading so many associations and you have so much of representation. Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Thank you for Raghunath sir for making here, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Yeah,
Thank you for organizing this press release of our demands. Consecutively, you are doing for so many years, taking your valuable time and energy and involving so many associations, people from all over India. Actually, you told that the PM office is not responding. We have to knock the door until it is open. This is the practice of every government, from whether it is a state or central government. Unfortunately, the entrepreneurs' views are not heard as politicians or the other celebrities. It is very unfortunate. We are giving the money tax, paying the tax and all these things
yes,
for
sir.
building the nation's economy,
Yes,
infrastructure, health, education. In spite of this, our recognition is limited. And very few people in top level creamy layers may get the attention. That is different, actually.
Yes,
Anyhow,
brother.
this
Thank
press
you.
release is very good, and it is
Thank you.
constructed
Thank you.
well. And I
Rekha?
will also support and send the details to press.
Yeah, thank you. Rekha, we can
Yes.
close. We can close
Yes,
for the day.
yes, Mr. Raghunathan. So thank you so much for everybody for being with us for the last 1 hour. And do write in if you need any clarifications on the documents that we are sharing with you. And we'll be very happy to address it. And Mr. Raghunathan will be personally very happy to take it forward with you. So with that, have a great evening and have a great day and stay safe, everybody. And hopefully the next time we meet, it'll be for some happier cause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to everybody. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.